Camera needs adjusting again. Oh, hello. We've been fiddling with the cameras and nonsense again. It's time for more art sculpting. I don't know where your chat is. There's no chat.
Where's my chat?
I can see.
Oh, there's my chat. Ah, there's my chat.
Okay.
Fix it.
No, I mean, oh wait, it's like that for everybody in it.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's like, I don't need to see me. I mean, I'm not really necessary to this process. Hey, I can actually read the
Yeah, I made it bigger.
chat.
And also you're horizontal now, so.
Yeah.
Though you might want to adjust your camera
How?
so you're not like over the chat.
I like just peeking over it. It's all good.
Probably could zoom. Is that asking a lot?
I mean, considering that I would have to go to the other thing and this phone is absolutely hateful.
Fine.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I don't know why it does what it does. We're just gonna be happy that it's here at the moment. How's the size of that? Can I make it any smaller?
You could theoretically make it a touch small. I mean, it depends on what you want out of it.
I want you.
If you want me to be able to read it, then you probably could go a teensiest bit smaller, but not much.
Oh, that is pretty tiny.
No,
I'll leave it.
If you want me just to know that
That's
YouTube
somebody's
made a
messaging?
chat,
Yeah.
then I could cope with it being smaller.
Yeah. Yeah, it's because we've got the camera horizontal now so that he can actually read it. So the proportions are all
I mean,
wacky.
the sculpt is what we really need.
Yeah. Yeah, I am okay. That's good. Trying to make sure that the focus there, like the biggest, most important thing obviously is the sculpt itself.
No, what we could try at some point, if we really wanted to mess with people, is a instead of a camera facing me, point of view camera.
Make you wear a GoPro.
Make me wear a GoPro. That'd actually be kind of funny.
That would be.
I'm just thickening up the neck a little bit. What?
I wanted to have something different.
Oh, you put on a thing with like one song.
Well, no, there's more than one song. It's just, I guess. I do kind of want to get a cam, kind of. But I think that's more for funsies than anything else.
Nothing you do is permissible. Having a high pour in tonight's beverage of choice. The Fishman. These look small, but they hold...
Hey, Payne.
Hey, Payne. They hold a nice can's worth with some extra space. Oh.
That is kind of an interesting view of the art face. Like he's glaring down into the camera. Yes.
Ta-ta. Can't get it quite low enough. Eyeball the camera. It's gonna bump the camera. No. Don't need to grease that lens. Oh. So bus is shaking, everyone. Gotta have some nice Pee Wee Herman references. I think I'm gonna stand Art up a little straighter. A lot of that going around, Chewy. There. So if a YouTube chat does happen, is it?
Does that?
It does happen?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see them then.
It's happening. Did you see that?
No.
Nope.
Not at all.
You don't see that saying handmade?
Oh.
It's not the white. Ignore that. If I can get rid of that.
It's not the white. It's the...
Do you see on the screen?
Yes. Yeah, no, I do. It's blue.
Yeah, well, that's just me.
That's just you. Okay. So it doesn't
I
have...
also apparently get a little crown.
Yeah, but there's no indication that it's from YouTube, not...
It did have little icons, but I got rid of them because they're taking up space.
Richard Jenkins. I am not familiar with who Richard Jenkins is. I know his cousin Leroy. But I know no Richard Jenkins. I haven't seen Burn After Reading in... I'm pretty sure I did see that one. That's the one with the Brad Pitt being the crazy workout instructor guy. A Cabin in the Woods. Is he one of the guys that was working the like monster booth? I can only think of the one of those, and I'm not seeing it if it's that guy. I do have to jack up his chin a little bit. Or it has a pointy outy chin. I mean, it's like all the rest of the movies, Chewie. They're using the word teens real loosely. Not as bad as like 90s high school sitcoms.
30-year-old teenagers.
Their famously remedial education on 90210. Or yeah, wait. You guys have a different one here.
Degrassi High.
Yes, is that it? Did they also have 30-year-old teenagers?
I don't think it was as bad.
I don't know.
Do you want me to put the little icons back for whether or not they're YouTube?
It depends on if you want.
Can you still read that?
Yes.
Okay. Shrink it down.
Has a longer face and no chew, he's older. I mean, you know, 35-year-old teenagers. I mean, it could be worse than that. You ever watch old horror movies from the 70s? The 70s version of a young adult, like a 30-year-old, good lord. He does have a bit of that action. I do enjoy a hide the pain Harold meme from time to time. Oh, Pi, did you get that thing that I sent you with the Star Trek memes thing? Someone rendered popular memes in the form of that alien race that speaks in... I sent it to you on Discord. You pay no attention to anything.
Do pay attention to things.
No attention to nothing.
They speak in metaphors.
Yes.
Dharma Angela at Tanagra.
Uh-huh.
When the walls fall, his arms wide.
But yeah, someone did a
There we go, that looks better.
a version of that with popular memes. All vegetarians in Nilbog, huh? I mean, that is the kind of vegetarian you are, practically. If you just could eat frosting, if they made a cheese-flavored frosting, yep, for a whole town of vegetarians, the only vegetable I saw was corn.
No.
No, what?
With this block. Wait, I can actually see that?
What can actually see that?
Can you read that?
Sort of.
Sort of.
I mean, it's a little harder
It's
to
gone
read
now.
because it's got all the
Yeah, but I would think that if I blocked something, it would disappear off the fucking screen.
I mean, it hasn't disappeared off. Oh yeah, it did.
Yeah, it's gone now.
It's gone now. Yeah, there's also a bit of a lag for me. Not seeing things as they happen.
Okay.
Trolls are 10.
Let's block the word viewers.
I'm pretty sure that's why they all have that
Funny characters.
the
and
funny
stuff.
characters and stuff attached.
Yeah, probably. But that's all I can do.
Trolls 10. They did not make Trolls 10. I remember, I think the poster for Troll
The intro
3.
pictures, yeah.
Wow.
Hey, Payne, do you need us to order you more candy before potential visits?
I did not see the
Okay.
name of the spammer.
It's Trollsers.
Uh-huh.
Trollser X.
Trolls are X.
It's the joke about Trollton.
Mm. No, I think they did up to 4 maybe troll movies. I'm pretty sure I remember the poster for Troll 3. I also don't know if I've ever seen the original Troll.
Candy.
Nope, I've seen Troll 2 on a couple of occasions, mostly with rip tracks. Nose needs to be even longer. I mean the actual troll from Troll was kind of cool looking. There were a bunch of those really not good, like 80s, 90s horror movies that were sort of geared toward
Weird chocolate bar?
younger audiences. No. We might be out of chocolate bars, but there's a package of Smarties up there. Yes.
Oh.
That's work candy. Stay out of it.
No, I was I was replenishing your word candy.
Liar.
No,
You were raiding the work candy
I
again.
raided the word candy the other day. I didn't do it today. Yeah, I remember grinding my boots in Harry's couch. It was replenishing.
Uh-huh.
Replenish my face. It does.
It very often does. Just keep adding little bits and bobs of clay. Until we get Art the Clown. That's the goal. It is helpful when you're doing something like this. Sometimes to just kind of sketch in where like the art makeup is going to be. Can really throw you off. Art's makeup shouldn't be that bad. I remember.
It's just the eyebrows and
Well, it's just the eyebrows, and it's also very apparent that that makeup is not like real features. Some of the hardest stuff I've ever done with likeness was people who had did sort of heavy makeup, but they did it well. Because it really does kind of trick you into thinking that the features are in different places than they are. Christopher Walken's Great Rack is a thing. Yeah, I'm actually not thinking Art's a million miles off in terms of likeness at this point. I actually think he's headed in largely the right direction. We have to adjust that statement at some point when I notice how screwed up he is, but right now, at least, I'm not seeing anything other than the height of his mouth is too thin right now, like too short top to bottom. He's got a wider smile, not a wider smile, like a taller. Draws his lips well back from his teeth. The other thing I think is weird about Art's smile is I believe that the prosthetic like makes at least the upper lip area sort of thicker than it would be. In a kind of unusual way. Like It's sort of hard to tell because of all the makeup. So we're definitely gonna have to feel out the mouth area. To get it right. It really feels like Art's nose is like almost every shot that I'm seeing. It looks super pointy. Like I would expect it to be kind of, you know, yeah, I like expect it to be straight out like this when I look at the profile, but it really isn't. It's very downturned in all the profiles, all the profile pictures I'm seeing. So I will have to figure that out a bit. No.
I put the icons back in.
Oh.
Also, so somebody actually messaged on Instagram asking a question about handmade, like homemade tools,
Oh yeah.
DIY tools.
What's that?
So I directed her to potentially join us on stream.
Okay. Well, what
And
was her question?
But the question was, hi Herman, I have been looking at your blog about handmade tools, and I was wondering if you had any posts on how to make scoring and loop tools. Looking for some guidance on how you attach the wire to the scoring tools and the loops. Appreciated and guidance you are willing to share.
How I attach the.
But you can think about it.
Well,
But don't answer it right now because she's not here.
I
Or you can answer it
can
again.
answer. I can answer whatever I want, whenever I
Alright.
want.
You do what you want.
So I'm not entirely certain what a scoring tool
Me.
would be.
Rake.
Well, okay. So if it is a rake, in fact, there's lots of ways that I like to attach them. Wire wrapping is really good.
See, that somebody actually write a post.
Yeah.
You should do more of those.
I should do more of a lot of stuff, but you know. Yeah, there's lots of ways to do it.
And now in pottery, I know with scoring tools, usually they're talking about slip and score.
Yeah.
So they mean like the.
Yeah. If they're talking about that kind of thing where they're.
Yeah, like a straight one, like a 3-prong long finger kind of.
Yeah, that I would do a little bit differently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, But I suspect it's probably more like a rake from that post. Because I don't really use a scoring type of implement, and I'm pretty sure I didn't show how to make one in the. We're
No,
talking about the.
you didn't. That's why they're asked. Because you didn't talk.
Didn't talk about scoring tools. Well, maybe they will pop on, and we will figure out what it is that they really need to know. But yeah, just in general, I really like I like epoxy.
You thought you saw me using a Sgraffito type tool? I'm like, usually I use tweezers for that.
You may have been using the I made you a little pokey tool at one point that you might have.
I mean, after you pull the resist off, you have to kind of smooth out the edges a bit. So I do have the Sgraffito tools for that.
I made her the tools that I've made for pain are numerous enough that it's less descriptive than you would think.
No, that doesn't surprise me.
I think I got her largely set up for most things.
Like your little sculpting friends. You get a tool, and you get a tool, and you get a tool, and you get a tool.
Hey, I make tools.
Yeah,
Is
but
it good?
You want to narrow that down a bit?
Yeah, I did make she might be talking about this. Just my wrinkle tool.
Yeah, see, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Like that could be if you were doing pottery stuff and you wanted to do scoring with this, it would make it not a bad one, but I'd try and make them more parallel than splayed. Well, maybe you should be better at music stuff. Be better.
See, the problem right now is I've got a playlist of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
This is true. You have a tendency to want tools to do a specific thing, but they kind of don't. Like that giant fuck off smooth ribbon tool. Payne had me make a ribbon tool that was kind of sort of this shape, a little bit more like egg shaped, but super heavy duty, so that she could dig out fresh like cold clay with it. But that's a lot of surface area to push through a bunch of cold monster clay. Plus I made it out of an old hacksaw blade, so it's super heavy duty, and I don't think it'll break, but man, a lot of material to push through very hard clay. And no teeth on it, just like a sharp edge. I mean, it definitely works for some stuff. Just, I don't know how much clay you can actually dig out with it. I mostly try and make, when I know somebody's work a little bit, or what they're working with, I try and make them tools that are, I think, will do the job for them. I'll tell you what tool I really miss using since switching to monster clay. That would be a really good scoring tool. Somewhere. This guy. I used to make these, they're kind of like a rib almost. So they're toothed along here with a Dremel tool, and they're kind of, you know, somewhere along this size, a little bigger, a little smaller, both works.
Yeah.
This thing, when I used to work with water-based clay, I could do my whole like rough-in sculpt with this, because you can just kind of get in there and you can have like all the different shapes you want. You got pointy bits for getting in details, roundy bits if you want to make like concave shapes. But in the harder monster clay, because you're not sort of pulling with the tool, you have to like support it and kind of push and work against the torque on the tool. It gets really hard on your hands after a while. But this thing was my like go-to when I was sculpting in just water-based clay. And it's still like, it's just crazy fast, because you can even like take, when you're trying to do like the smoothing stuff, you want to add clay, instead of having to switch to another tool or something, you just kind of turn it on its side and pack it in. But if I spent like, you know, 3 or 4 hours working through a sculpt, the beginning stages of one, with that tool, my hands would be super cramped up. That, and I think I would want slightly finer teeth for monster clay too. Get a lot of boogies, a lot of clay boogers with a tool like that for monster clay. All the boogers. But yeah, if there is anybody working with softer clays, I haven't tried it with I got some Chavant medium for demoing when I go to shows. I have not tried that tool for the Chavant. I should do.
Didn't like it.
Didn't like what?
Oh no, I remember why. The Sean.
No, I like the Chavant.
Yeah,
I mean,
because you didn't use it again, and then I remembered why.
yeah,
It's because you didn't.
yeah,
Etc.
yeah. The last show I did a demo at, I did not use my Chavant, because that show was oddities and curiosities, and it's super crazy busy, and I knew I wasn't going to have as much time to actually like sit and push sculpture around. I got more done than I would have thought at Oddities and Curiosities, but I really didn't get that much done. Yeah, this is one of my tools that I quite like for monster clay is just a saw blade rake, but it's got to be a little bit longer, like a little bit more leg on the tool, because that little bit of give kind of helps it follow the curves and smooth stuff out really effectively. Whereas if it was more rigid, it wouldn't be quite as fast and easy to use. Although if I was trying to make more like mechanical sort of stuff, mechanical looking stuff, I mean, a little bit of rigidity in a tool is kind of helpful sometimes. If you want to make like sharper planes. Old Monstrosity Shop makes a flattened guitar loop tool. I don't know, they must have a big like press roller or something to get it this nice and clean. But this thing, it's nice and like it's a nice fine rake, but if you want to make like a sharp defined plane, terrific for that. No one makes the best tools. Still looks vaguely off. So one of the reasons I'm really bouncing around the sculpture is it gives me time to like evaluate things. When I've made a change, sometimes you'll make a change in a sculpt and it looks weird, so your tendency is to go and like fiddle with it and fix it when it didn't actually need that much fixing. It was a big change to something you've been looking at for a while. So if you make a change and then let it sit for a minute, let your brain get used to it. Sometimes it turned out that that was fine. And I think that's especially true with a character like Art, because there's a lot of a lot of like very stylized things that are happening in the Art the Clown face. Like the nose is a really super strong stylized shape, and like the the eye orbits are crazy exaggerated, and there's like some pretty weirdly strong like jaw things going on. And it's really easy to put stuff like that down when you're making a sculpt. Like you throw that stuff on and it's like, no, that can't be right. That's too exaggerated. And it's just because it's not what you're used to. Because art is not like the other girls. Crazy looking. It's got like a thin face, but it's also lumpy and it's long. A kind of pronounced jaw. Yeah, I mean the amount of expression that they get out of the character is amazing. And I genuinely don't know where to put that. Like the why that works as well as it does. Whether it's the way the way the actor plays it, or it's sort of baked into the makeup to a certain extent. Yeah, he's absolutely covered in the white makeup. The black like obscures his mouth in a weird way, and his eyes a little bit even, but he still gets like just insanely expressive. And I genuinely don't know if it's like, you know, like how much of it is facial expressions versus body movement versus like that sort of uncanny valley effect of the face, like the expression and the like features just not quite matching up. It's very hard to tell what's doing what for Art the Clown, but it is very effective. And it's a lot of fun to watch too. Art the Clown is absolutely out there living his best life, killing people. He's having more fun even than, like, you know, Freddy Krueger. He does have a very very. I mean, have you seen 3 yet? I'm talking about nose to tail. Three was pretty good. And he manages to do it all with no speaking lines, which is pretty fantastic too. Yeah, it's easy to get behind with movies. I really want to watch some of the old classic ones again that I haven't seen in a while. Some of the lesser appreciated Nightmare on Elm Street outings and the Jason in space kind of nonsense. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I have bloodline, like from the Hellraiser bloodline. What word did it censor this time? Pinhead in space. Okay, so this is crazy.
What did it censor?
It censored Pinhead.
Huh. Weird.
It's out there protecting us from like 1940s slurs. Yeah, no, definitely the I didn't mind that version. I thought the Angelique Cenobite was a little bit boring. I don't know, it seemed like they didn't trust the audience to follow along that was still her, so they left a lot of the like a lot of the crazier Cenobiteness off of her. Which, I mean, you know, it's a choice, but Uh, in Bloodlines? Was that the one with the Oh, they built them into the architecture. Yeah, I kind of forgot about that. Cuz was it 2? Hellraiser 2 had like a whole bunch of puzzle boxes. Like they had um the more like diamond shaped one and stuff. At one point the doctor had like a whole ass collection of the things. Now that was a good. I like that Cenobite design when they made the doctor into the like head impaled Cenobite, the Cenobite on a string or Cenobite on a stick kind of look. I thought that was an interesting one. And that goofy the like two-legged critter that kind of, well, I think it may have been a four-legged critter. They really only showed the two like weird bulldog legs out front. Yeah, like everything was coming out of walls in that movie. There were definitely choices made, but I like that one. Um, I almost think two two might be my favorite. Just because of the the variety of designs and the like the hell sequence was fun. I don't remember the last few times, like the last I put that movie on and fell asleep a couple of times. In the I had the volume down quite low so that it wouldn't bother the wife while she was asleep. I do a lot of things wrong. You tons.
Definitely need to tell
What did you just?
the playlist is only like 8 songs long right now.
Well, what happened to the other playlist?
I
Or did you just?
boring me,
Well, okay, but
and I like accidentally.
if the other one is only 8 songs long. Gotta keep the background music going. At least a little.
Oh yeah, just had to basically replay this.
Okay, now I want you to go out and find remixes of fake versions of the Cantina song.
I'm kind of limited to what I could download on my stock site.
I mean, we could have
could.
some royalty-free Get Crunk. As long as there's no country or, well, actually, I don't give a shit. Play anything you want. I can't hear it anyway. Get it out of your system. Play your pseudo country.
Oh, tempting.
Horrible stuff.
I don't listen to country music. Ugh.
Oh, you just listen to country music like slightly less inbred kin. They're definitely related. It's not really Ruffles time, but I'm gonna start just vaguely indicating some stuff. So I do want to get like an antique creepy clown. I want to get some of that vibe in here. The old porcelain clown things. I was able to find lots of examples of the like porcelain pottery clown motif, but no real like kind of art historical explanation for what's up with all the clowns. What was the deal with sad clowns specifically? I have no idea if that's where, like, I don't know what came first, the hobo clown painting. Um, Although what I was mostly looking at was earlier than the sort of like velvet painting hobo clown thing. Encyclopedia. We did get we got a new subscriber on Twitch who was called Precious Juggalos. I haven't. We've never.
I would assume so.
I wouldn't.
That they're a juggalo named Precious Juggalos?
I wouldn't necessarily assume that. Because I was, what I kind of thought initially was, you know, those kitschy ceramics, the precious moments, the clown things they have.
Yeah. Okay. Yes.
There's even that one.
Altered moments.
That one, yeah. I mean, I don't.
Oh, they might be if you're just watching.
I don't need an excuse
You
to.
don't know.
They could be. I don't need an excuse to drink Fago. Their moon mist is pretty on point. I enjoy a moon mist. And also their pineapple is good. I like a pineapple Fago. Yeah, pineapple Fago is like, I never got into the red pop because it's basically just a cream soda, unless that's the one that's the There's one that I've had that basically tasted like carbonated Hawaiian punch, and that wasn't bad.
That might be right.
That might be Red Pop. What is wrong with you?
Nothing happened.
Kind of strawberry flavored. I don't remember that one.
I just wanted a drink and I failed at it. Shut up.
I mean, you failed spectacularly, though. Like, is it a new body? Did you just
No.
get that thing?
No. Leave me alone.
My wife is like, she operates her own person like a student driver. Bumping into all the things, knocking stuff over, causing property damage. Strawberry flavored. Oh, I may have to search out a Red Pop next time I'm at a place that I don't really. Strawberry is not one of my go-to flavor choices. I generally find it a bit just sweet, if that makes sense. Like there's not enough acidity to most strawberry things. Does Faygo make a cola? They do make a cola. I feel like I've never run into that one. And I can't think what the Faygo cola, if I've ever had one, what its deal was. I'm sort of kind of like RC. I mean, I'm not like a big. I'm a more typical Pepsi drinker than Coke, but like I appreciate both beverages for what they are. Occasionally, like in terms of a food pairing, a Coke is very nice. I find with Coke, an odd thing is the sort of initial drinking experience is very refreshing. It has a slightly less sweet, more I forget the acid that they put in Coke. But it's sort of it's an acid forward kind of very refreshing beverage in that way. But then the fake lemon. Yeah, I could see a lemon undertaste. There's a Selection makes a diet cola that has a very citrus kind of feel to it. I like that one well enough.
Have you tried the Sprite tea yet?
I don't believe so.
Want to?
Okay. I mean, that should be easy enough to.
Well, I mean, it's at the store. I just have to buy it.
Well, yeah. Either that or when you go out someplace that has a soda machine, put a little bit of Sprite and a little bit of tea.
I mean, I could, but that wouldn't be accurate, I imagine.
I mean, it probably is more or less how they do it. It's just you wouldn't know the exact ratio.
Yeah.
Selection is a very generic sounding name. It's a very generic sounding. It's help a brother out. Pie Selection is the store's
What,
own brand
it's the-
of. Is it Lob? It's not the Loblaws, or it is the Loblaws. No, Loblaws is the president's
Food
choice.
Basics is the one we go to all the time.
Yes, but I don't know what the like parent company of that is.
It's not Loblaws.
Okay, so in Canada,
I think
like
it's just Food Basics.
the big grocery chain that everyone kind of dislikes is Loblaws, as they are.
Money grubbing.
They have engaged in some intensely shitty practices, which I mean shouldn't be that surprising. We had the same kind of behavior back home, price fixing and anti-competitive behaviors among some of the grocery chains and suppliers. But Loblaws is one of the big.
What is there? Oh, Food Basics is owned by
Metro.
Metro.
So Selection is Metro's generic. They really do like. Wait, was Wegmans doing price fixing, or was Wegmans just?
Or are we just bitter about Wegmans?
We're just bitter
still?
about Wegmans still. As far as I don't remember Wegmans. I know Tops had to divest because they were. Was Wegmans doing the anti-competition thing? Don't remember that. I know Tops did it, which was really funny because the back home, our most local-ish Tops was required to no longer, like, they had to sell their store location as part of a settlement where a bunch of Topses had to sell off, but they sold off to a Grand Union, which is apparently just a Tops affiliate. They have a cat hair stuck in Art's nose. Oh, it's some kind of hair anyway. Come watch me pick Art's nose. There we go. Seamus. Ooh, Art's got a very fetching, like, green aura going on here. He's really Art's really finding his light for this one. Fill this in a little bit. Art's got that Got that handsome Squidward chin right now. Not there yet, but I'm not altogether displeased. Before we go too much further, well, maybe I'll wait until after I'm off camera to do that. It is only about a little over half an hour left. I'm gonna dig out the eye area and add some eye forms. But that's gonna be awkward to do on camera. Let's see. I think the chin actually does go even further. How are we doing?
Fine.
We're fine. All this is fine. Everything's still looking good on camera. Focus doesn't need to be
Yeah, that's fine.
changed up or anything. Oh. Thanks, Payne. Is Art's smile looking so hide the pain, Harold? Are we? Yes.
Hates when the smile doesn't reach the rest of the face, but then again, it's Art the Clown, so it's that's difficult.
Yeah. I'm just trying to look at it from the same angle as in the reference, which is obviously not helpful for you guys because you're not seeing the same thing that I'm seeing exactly. Let's see if I can find a reference that has a better view of the shape of Art's smile. But you want to see the really hide your pain Harold version. And that's the trick or treat mask.
Right.
Like that's very professionally sculpted. I feel like I'm in really good company having some difficulty with this likeness. So I don't feel too bad about it. something distinct. Shape of that smile. It's off. Maybe a period of just change it a little, see if it gets better or worse. Something tickling my eye. Some dust or cat hair or something stuck to my eyelash. It's very likely that it is more Seamus hair. I mean, potato hair definitely gets its time in being a whole thing. That cat doesn't have the same kind of like long hair that Seamus does, but so much hair. Brush that cat out. You can get a significant weight of wool from a potato. What is a Hermanator? Is that one of those ads seen on TV? It's a brush that combs out and trims the undercut. To be careful about that sort of thing. I was brushing out my ex's cat once with a one of those like shedding blade type combs, and the cat was enjoying it. Lots of hair was coming out. Everything was being productive. And at one point, I was asking, like, is this gonna take out like more hair than we should get out of this cat? Nah, it should be fine. That's what it's for. They just have a lot of hair in the undercoat that's coming out. A couple minutes later, that's a bald spot on that cat. Cat's worth of harm, you fluff. Well, That's the thing. Keep seeing shaved cats on Instagram. The ones where they shave them all except for like their head and their tail. It's really never not funny. But I'm pretty sure Seamus's dignity would not allow for that. Can you imagine how annoyed a shaved Seamus would be? Just a
I can't even
hairless.
imagine how you would get to that.
What do you mean?
Shaving Seamus?
Why couldn't you shave Seamus?
She'd fight you.
She fights when you clip her nails. So
Mhm.
what? Seamus is not that bad. Seamus is way easier to handle than some cats I've dealt with. I don't think Seamus doesn't ever bite.
What?
I don't think.
What?
She'll
Did you
hit.
just say Seamus doesn't bite?
Yeah, she'll smack you with her claws, but I don't remember her ever trying to bite.
She bites.
Hmm.
She bites.
She's never bit me.
Yeah, well, I don't know what to say.
I don't ever remember even pretending like she wanted to bite. She hisses a lot. That cat has the foulest mouth. So she bites everybody but me. Okay. I see how that is. Huh. No, I don't think Seamus has ever even offered to bite. I think Seamus is one of those cats that tends to pull her head back when she's annoyed. I mean, obviously she's not as easy to handle as Potato, because Potato just shuts her brain off and freezes. Seamus would definitely. There's some big like, I want to speak to your manager, Karen energy in that cat. She has she does have that going on. Give Seamus the asymmetrical haircut. I don't think they usually mess with the hair on cats' heads. Accidentally shave a whisker off, and then they're essentially like blind. The next best thing for cats. Gotta be careful with cat whiskers. I saw a cat in the vet clinic once that had thought it would be a fun idea to play with a candle, and caught its face on fire. The burns weren't very serious or anything, but the lack of whiskers really like messes with a cat's balance and like, I think it wasn't, if I remember right, it wasn't eating or something well. It was either not eating well or it wasn't drinking well. And I guess that was partly down to the whiskers not not letting it find the food or water that well. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where yeah, it messes cats up. Kind of like that whole trick where you put them in a put a piece of tape on their back and they won't stand up. 'Cause it stimulates that nerve that makes them think they've got to crouch down to get through a hole or something. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the amount of Seamus gets away with a lot of nonsense around the wife. Wife is not is not the boss of that cat. I think everybody else does fine though. I can't remember if I've clipped her claws before. I don't usually do that. I know I've held her down for people to work on, but I don't know if I've actively clipped her. Yeah, I'm definitely doing. I'm gonna get in there and see how much specificity I can get in the art teeth. But for right now, I just want a vague sense of where the teeth live, because that might affect how I see the whole smile thing. If I don't have any teeth in it, sometimes it makes it look weird. And then you end up making adjustments, and once you put the teeth back in, you're like, oh shit, I should have left that alone. Nose is still very wrong somehow. I have to reconcile what the way it looks from the front and the side. I might have to we'll have to put up a side profile reference next week or something. I think that's probably going to be the next big thing to tackle. Get that nose right, and then get the eyes correct, I think. We'll be able to move on to texture and things. which actually should not be much of a job on this one. Art Scott. Art has some texture, some good texture, but it isn't super extensive. Sort of normal amounts of, maybe slightly punched up kind of normative skin texture, not the like crazy elephant skin stuff I've been sculpting. Let's stick out. That might do. Can't decide if these areas How's the work candy? Oh, that's not work
My
candy.
candy.
That's your candy? It's like work candy. Oh my. Change the angle on the lower half of the smile. I feel like that's even worse than it was. Very, he's really hiding the pain now. Where's my, let's see, I think I've got a Sharpie around here somewhere. Is there a Sharpie in one of those, like a black Sharpie? One of those bins back there behind your computer. It may not be.
Would you like a gold Sharpie?
No, I definitely don't want a gold Sharpie. Oh, that might be one.
Huh?
That might be one. Yeah, that's one. Let's see if it's a yes. An actual Sharpie. Oh. And just try this. See if this makes a significant difference. Other than the fact that it now looks like he has a fun little John Waters mustache. the fact that you can just like Sharpie on monster clay. It is so handy sometimes when you have a obviously like arts makeup or um, if you have a character you're trying to do with like a really strong hair or mustache or eyebrow kind of thing going on. Just being able to see that in place. It just changes the whole aspect of a character sometimes. No, I really. Where's a drag artist when you need one? Get these brows even. I say Trixie Mattel 3 times at a hand mirror. Do you think she'll show up and draw my eyebrows on for me? That. Well, it certainly does make a difference. What do you think, Pi?
Does that make it less hide the pain, Harold?
It does a bit.
Yes.
It might be closer than I thought.
Because I feel like the expression, lack of expression in the eyes due to having no eyeballs.
Yes, is not helping.
He's not helping.
Well, and I think most of the shots I'm seeing with Art smiling, his eyes are much more narrow than what I've got going on. So I suspect that will help. I mean, I can just throw in some.
So does the Sharpie mess with the clay at all?
Not as far as I know. I can't say because I don't do a lot of I don't do a lot of silicone molding. Like, I can't say that it might not inhibit the cure on some silicones or something, but as far as the actual like workability of the clay or anything, there's no discernible effect. It will kind of change the color a little bit. Like,
It'll make it darker, will it?
I mean, not too much. You know what it does do? When I do a mold, it bleeds into the plaster.
Ah, can you take it off?
I could alcohol it off if I wanted to. I was worried about it. But yeah, my first 4 or 5 feet that I did had numbers on them. Because when I was laying out that mold, I knew it was going to be a real challenge to get. Like, I would have to I would have to build the mold pieces in the right order, or it would have been a real pain. So yeah, the bottom of the foot had a 1 on it, and the back of like the back of the heel had a 2 for a long time. That didn't actually look so far off. Get the makeup on. I think maybe the jaw needs to extend a little. What do you think? This is a little...
Chin looks too pointy.
This chin looks too pointy. Yeah.
Like too...
Yeah. Okay. I could see that. I also feel like it's just plain not quite long enough.
It's harder to tell from that.
Smile's a bit taller. Might be.
Yeah.
Try pulling up the lower lip a little bit. See, we just I don't need to be good at this. I can just group
Are you crowdsourcing?
I can crowdsource the likeness.
I think it needs to be.
You think it needs to be taller?
Because it looks like you're shortening it.
I am shortening it.
Jen, did you think his smile needed to get taller, or it's too tall already?
The smile is a bit taller in the reference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Alright, I could do that. I was looking at the angle in here and feeling like that's not quite right, but also
just everything. This whole thing needs to.
Yeah. Well, I don't mind doing that. Give me more room to put teeth in. Well, then I will very quickly. Yeah, the length of the teeth is always going to be a bit of a challenge. I will say I found that using the teeth too extensively has kind of gotten me into trouble a couple of times, because the like the gaps and the spaces between teeth actually end up getting kind of exaggerated by the smaller scale. But I don't know if that's right or wrong, but I think I like it better. Yeah, I think the chin actually is slightly too short. Do have to be careful to kind of tip him up a little. See if I can show that to the camera. Come on, show me the thing. Because his face in the reference is inclined down quite a bit. So I just need to peek that once in a while.
Because you are looking at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it much more straight on than it is in the picture. But yeah, I may, even just for the for the scale, I may have to exaggerate that chin down a wee bit, and it's a weird like shovel shaped jaw thing going on. But yeah, it looks like it's 10 o'clock, so I'm gonna say good night and thanks for coming, and I hope you enjoyed the stream. We'll make these couple of little notes off stream so I don't forget what I was doing. Making the chin bigger.
We will be back on Tuesday.
We will likely be back on Tuesday. We do have a show on Sunday. We'll probably be back.
All right, later, folks.
Bye.